What is up, everyone? Welcome to round 4 of War of the Roses 2024. We've got a couple of amazing old school decks to show off, so without further ado, let's get into the deck lists. First up, we have this beautiful red, blue, black deck from Sean. I'm not exactly sure what to call this other than honestly amazing, because the altars are out of this world. All of the power, as far as I can tell, is Lord of the Rings altars, including all of the ring wraiths, the ring. There's a couple of really cool dragon altars on his Shivan dragons, a Ric Flair Mana Flare. But overall, just a really cool list, playing lots of powerful cards, and honestly, I think is mostly built around these Mana Flares, letting him ramp into these big Shivan dragons. Next up, we have Will on this green, white, and blue Beats deck with 4 Urnum Djinn, 4 Serendib Ifrits, Sarah Angel or 2, and a little splash of black for the Demonic Tutor and Mind Twist. Deck is fully powered as well, which is important to note, making that Armageddon even more effective. I did notice a lightning bolt down in the bottom right as well, being the only red card in the main. I think it's in the main at least. Could just also just be showing off a cool little trophy piece, but he does have an earthquake on the side, so maybe it is supposed to be in the main as well. This seems like a pretty even matchup, and I can't wait to see how it plays. Okay, looks like we have Sean, aka Sully, on the left and Will on the right. Will going to be winning that die roll there. Both players looking to ramp out early to get potentially big threats down on board. Sean with his Shivans, and Will with a few more beaters in the Urnum Djinns and the Serendibs, but looks like Sean is going to put it back, looking for bear 6, and Will is going to be keeping. Now, one of the interesting things with Sean's deck, of course, is it is so heavily altered that I'm going to do my best to know what's going on. But with a lot of those Nazgul looking the same and us with a little bit of a bird's eye view, it may be tough to tell what some pieces of power are in fact. So I'm just going to call that out now. I'm going to do my best, guys. But we're going to trust the players to have a better understanding of what's going on for sure here. Okay, looks like this will be a keepable 6, and Will is gonna start us off with Underground Sea and a Soul Ring and pass. Not the most impressive of old school starts, but it looks like Sean's got us covered with at least one piece of power and also an Underground Sea into, I think, that's just a Time Walk, take an extra turn, aka draw a card, untap. Alright, gets Volcanic Island down. We got 3 coming down for a Mana Flare. So notably, Will is going to get the benefit of this Mana Flare before Sean. Can he take advantage of it? Alright, Tropical Island coming down. You have to be careful with your mana here, obviously. Mana burn is definitely a thing. Ooh, how about a Serendib and a second Serendib? Yeah, that's a good way to put pressure on the board early. Definitely taking advantage. And Sean might have put himself in a tough spot. Alright, gotta take a point for the city. Tapping out for a bunch. Oh no, he's got the follow-up play. How about that Shivan Dragon with a crazy cool altar? I love it. It's like a... is it that a Chinese style illustration? I can never remember exactly which. I think it is. They traditionally have dragons with horns sometimes, right? Alright, well, we got another big beater coming down with an Urnum Djinn, and it's mostly just a face-off at this point. Not wanting to swing in to a Shivan. How much are we buffing the Shivan though. I'm not exactly sure. Oh, a second Mana Flare. Alright. Very, very interesting. So the Shivan can potentially get in for a boatload of damage. This also opens up Fireball as being a very easy one-hit kill. Alright, gonna take a point here. And we are just gonna incinerate for a lot of mana. Take down one of the problems. And it's just gonna pass. Not enough mana to buff the Shivan for an Alpha Strike. Probably doesn't want to force the trade for two Serendibs either. Alright, making, was that 5 mana now? And Will with just the abundance of threats in hand, but both players still in a stalemate. Oh, no, we are going to see a swing in from Sean. How badly do you want to block this dragon? The answer should be very. You should really want to block this dragon. The question is how much, though. Alright, we are going to double block. Does Sean have the combat trick to come out ahead here?
I will.
Alright, making 3 mana. I'm assuming put it all into the dragon.
So I'll pump 3 times. Kill them both.
And nope, we're gonna trade here. So no combat trick.
I'm going to
Tap for some more mana, take another point.
use this. Now I'm gonna bolt.
Ooh, and is that a lightning bolt? It is.
You.
Alright, lightning bolt
And then I'm gonna wheel.
to the face.
No mana floating.
No land this turn so far?
No land this turn so far. Yep. Anything before a wheel? No. Okay.
And wheeling with the remaining mana, I guess.
7.
Smart. Having your opponent only have 1 open land. And I don't think he's made his land drop yet. Means he should be able to take advantage of this much more easily. Ooh, Library of Alexandria is good. Kind of limits if he can play anything else out this turn, though. I do see another Shivan Dragon in hand. And potentially 1 more piece of power. So, I'm guessing he didn't hit his land drop. Oh no, he does have an Underground Sea as well.
3 colorless. Play a Time Vault.
Okay, we're just going to play Time Vault
I will play
off of the library. Then make 3 more mana.
Twister. Leave a blue.
And... Oop. That one is going to get mana drained. I believe that's a Time Twister. I think. It looked like it was a 3 mana blue spell. And we know all his power is altered to be Lord of the Rings. Very cool deck. I would love to see this in person sometime as well, just to thumb through. Alright. We got 3 mana floating from the mana drain. Can we take advantage of that? Plus the double mana flare. Okay, we got a Mox. Will did just draw 7 more cards. He does have the only creature on the board right now. Definitely going to be swinging in, I'd have to think.
You have 3 colors.
Alright, thinking through his lines. Alright, we got another Serendib.
2 blue and 1 colorless floating.
Sounds good.
I think that might even be the fourth and final one, potentially.
Okay. What combo?
All right, taking some mana burn here, but is gonna get in.
Take 4.
Take 4.
So I'm at 12.
And how many cards?
4.
4.
And Will definitely feeling the burn from his Serendibs. Having them around for a few turns and not using them for anything might have proven to be a bad idea. Seeing if he wants to do anything else with his turn.
Sure, I don't know the text on
Take a quick look at Time Vault.
Between turns, so what I'm deciding right now is if I want to untap that and let you have another turn. How many cards do you have?
Trying to decide what he's gonna do with his remaining mana, I think. He does potentially have 5 mana open. 6 mana, sorry, with the jet. And not even looking at cards in hand, so he's got a pretty good handle on what he's got. So I don't know if there's some other discussion happening at the table right now.
Untap Time Vault. You have another turn.
Okay.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so I guess it was Sean deciding if he wanted to skip his turn, which is what's going to happen. And Will's going to have another turn. Very, very interesting. Gambling, I guess, that Will cannot kill him in this last turn. Now, we do know that Sean has a Shivan. Can it get there? He doesn't have red mana currently. Again, I don't know exactly which Mox that is. I'm assuming he has red mana. Otherwise, he wouldn't have skipped the turn.
I'll take an extra turn.
Okay, we're gonna take an extra turn. So no red mana. That is a problem.
You got it.
Nope, looks like he doesn't got it, and Will's gonna take down game number 1. All right, I think Sean was definitely banking on keeping that City of Brass alive to power out the Shivan Dragon and potentially sneak in a win with that Time Vault. But unfortunately, it didn't work out that way. Ooh, is that 3 Blood Moons in Sean's hand? I think it is. I think that's a mole. Yeah, 1, maybe 2 is fine. Especially for a deck that really wants red mana. Okay, both players are gonna mull. Sean will be on the play here, I'm assuming. So we did kind of get to see what his deck wants to do with the Mana Flare. It's just generating so much mana to power out his main threats. However, Will was able to take advantage of that. A bit better, I would say. Just having more big threats in general with his Serendibs and other large creatures. I think just having the density of threats here is going to be what wins the game for him overall. Unless Sean just keeps drawing Shivan Dragons, which he did pull 2 off the top. So that is pretty good. If he can keep that and a Mana Flare going, I think he would have the edge for sure. Having your opponent double block your creature just to keep it off the board is definitely beneficial. Obviously, you'd want to keep your dragon around as long as you could, but if they're going to 2 for 1 on their dime, why not?
Okay.
Okay, so it looks like both players are gonna keep. And Sean's gonna start off with some power. Again, not entirely sure which one of these they are. I think one's a pearl. And also not sure, I think that's a demonic tutor. Yes, that makes sense. So what's happening here? Alright, so we got a demonic tutor as the Balrog, which is freaking sweet. And what are we tutoring for? Are we getting a Mana Flare? Or are we just getting more power? Or are we getting one of those Blood Moons? Looks like we're going to be getting more power. I'm assuming it's going to be the Mox Ruby, assuming it's not out on the board already. These are just amazing altars, but yeah, if you're not quite able to read the text, which obviously we're not, it does make it a little tough to tell from a commentary perspective. I'm sure players on the table can read it just fine. The glare in this room actually was not bad at all. Alright, we got some power coming out. Oh, it was some blue power, okay. And let's just take an extra turn. Down to 2 cards in hand. Can we get there? Can we get a dragon out? Nope. We're just going to be swinging for 2 with a factory, which should still be tapped. Okay, so to me this says that Sean does not have the Mox Ruby. There we go. Will playing out a perfectly reasonable couple of Mox. We can tell what they are. And a Birds. So he is ramping as well. Also having a very good start. And it looks like we're just going to strip the only threat on Sean's side. Oh, how about another one right off the top? Alright, so yes, we definitely do not have a red source in our ring wraith of power. And of course, the ring of power being the soul ring, right as it's crumbling off of Sauron's finger. Very cool. I think if I had to pick one piece of Sean's deck, that would probably be my favorite. Okay, Will's got the threat down now, and still no Shivan coming out? Am I misremembering how much it costs? I feel like you have the mana to play it, right? You should. Unless he returned it to the bottom of his deck, but I thought he had 2 in hand.
Sure.
Alright, Will gonna demonic tutor. Probably just looking for some more threats at this point. Your opponent doesn't have much in hand. He's got 1 card that he hasn't played yet. So this is the time to apply pressure. Whatever that card is, it's not good in the situation that you are in. So full throttle, I think, is the plan. Nope. Let's just draw more cards. That also works too. Card advantage is never a bad idea. Alright. We'll just surveying the board, seeing if there's anything worth blowing up. Probably having a... Oh, strip mine. Okay. Takes out the volcanic, which could be really relevant. Badlands coming down. And let's just swing in for 2. I've got to get the chip damage in while he can.
Yep.
And Will's just going to fire right back with his Urnum. So yes, I was misremembering from Sean's side, the Shivan Dragon. Ooh, Sarah Angel hitting the field. This is looking very bad. Sean needing 2 red sources and not finding the second one. Unfortunately, being taken off that volcanic island right when the Badlands hit means that is still stuck in the hand. Which definitely confirms now that there is no Mox Ruby on the field for him. And all I can do is look on as a boatload of damage is coming in. It's gonna at least chump block some of it. Just take 4. And at this point is in major trouble. I don't know what Will has in hand, but you have to think, ooh, we're gonna regrowth for another strip, take him even more off of red. And the Sylvan Library coming down as well. And yeah, this is looking a bit rough. It looks like Sean is going to be throwing in the towel, showing that he did have the dragon all along, but unfortunately could not cast it. And Will takes it down in a clean 2-0. And that's going to do it for round 4. Thank you to everyone for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss more old school content. If you're here for mostly pre-modern content, don't worry, that's still going strong. We are on April, and we actually just recorded May's monthly last weekend. So 2 months of content already in the bank, ready to be edited. I'm working as fast as I can. And if you guys want to help support that, liking and subscribing is definitely the best way to do that. But if you've already done that and you want to do more, there is a Patreon link in the video description. That money right now just goes towards gear upgrades, travel expenses, general stuff for the channel. Eventually there might be rewards and tiers and that kind of stuff, but keeping it simple or the start. Anyways guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.